3 interesting things at the US-Canada border bridge, the busiest place in North America. An exciting journey. Dubbed the busiest bridge in North America, the Ambassador Bridge is not just a bridge, but also an emotional boulevard, where stories of travelers, arrivals, slow quietness, and unexpected encounters unfold endlessly. Do not misunderstand. This bridge is not a peaceful place, as one might imagine. If you think the border between the US and Canada is a serene land that people pass through in silence and seriousness, then you will have to rethink immediately. The Ambassador Bridge, connecting Detroit in the US with Windsor in Canada, is one of the crossroads where, if you are not attentive, you will easily get lost in unexpected things. The Ambassador Bridge, with over 26 million cars passing through each year, is like a traffic river that flows incessantly. The cars line up and flow across the bridge like a waterfall, with no stopping point, but they are the pieces of a humorous and interesting intersection painting. And do not think that there are only vehicles here. Each car crossing the bridge carries interesting stories and funny situations that you will never encounter elsewhere. 1. History and the name, Ambassador Bridge. Don't just look at the surface. Let's start with an easy question. Why is this bridge named Ambassador? Not everyone knows, but this name originates from a quite interesting reason. The bridge is named Ambassador, meaning an envoy, because this bridge is the representative bridge for the 2 countries of the US and Canada. But I bet you didn't expect this name to also evoke encounters and intersections that are not always polite and serious. You might imagine that an ambassador is someone who always dresses neatly and looks serious, right? But if you look at the passing cars on the bridge, you will see that this ambassador sometimes dresses like speed racers with a magnificent car, or even just trucks full of food, rarely with any formality. When the Ambassador Bridge was inaugurated in 1929, the number of people passing through was quite modest, nothing special, but gradually it became an indispensable boulevard in the daily lives of millions of US and Canadian citizens. And so, every day, funny stories, sometimes the most mistaken situations you can imagine, happen here. 2. People crossing the bridge. Real traffic heroes. Think of the cars crossing the Ambassador Bridge as the main characters in a scriptless action movie. Each driver has their own goal. Some want to pass quickly to avoid being late, some are on a sightseeing trip and want to enjoy the scenery, and some want to test the speed of their newly purchased car. However, what you will always notice here are unexpected situations that cannot be predicted. A typical example. Once, I stood on the bridge and witnessed a Canadian truck, moving slowly, suddenly stop. The driver got out, opened the car door, and took out a huge, delicious bun. The onlookers looked at each other and couldn't help but laugh. So, this cargo truck became the hero, crossing the border with a bun in hand. Another time, a luxurious car from the US was crossing the bridge, and suddenly, the driver stuck his head out of the window and shouted, "Hello, Canada!" I stood there, staring, not knowing who he was talking to. Perhaps it was for everyone because every border crossing is a new and exciting encounter. What makes the Ambassador Bridge special is those traffic heroes. They can always create moments that are both humorous and spontaneous. I remember once witnessing an extremely funny scene when a car stopped right in front of the border checkpoint, and the driver innocently asked, "Hey, how do I know if I've entered Canada?" So, a customs officer just pointed forward, "Well, you can see that your license plate now has CA added to it." 3. Life across the Ambassador Bridge, a colorful picture. If you cross the Ambassador Bridge on a beautiful morning, you will see a vibrant scene. The line of cars stretches out like moving ants, carrying unexpected encounters. And sometimes, Amidst the bustling crowd, you may witness strange yet fascinating moments. You might spot an American tourist van with passengers, singing karaoke, or perhaps a lively Canadian family, each holding a sign that reads, "Thank you, America." I remember my first time crossing the bridge. As my car passed the US border and headed towards Canada, I saw a supersized truck from Canada. The image of the truck with a massive load, trailing a panoramic painting like a grocery cart race, made me burst into laughter. Both the truck and the driver didn't seem serious, yet they crossed the border like heroes of this journey. Conclusion to an unforgettable journey. Overall, the Ambassador Bridge is not just a bridge, but a lively traffic play, where funny stories and surprising moments continuously unfold. The border between the US and Canada, through the Ambassador Bridge, is not merely a division between two countries, but a meeting point of unexpected encounters, surprising situations, and indispensable smiles. If you ever get the chance, you should experience standing on this bridge and enjoy the humorous and cheerful atmosphere that is unique to this place. And remember, if one day you, unfortunately, have to stop for border inspection, always be prepared with a smile, because you might face new friends on both sides of the border, people who are not afraid to surprise you with some of the most awkward situations.